Get Growing is back, and we couldn't call it Get Growing if we weren't getting to seed, and that's what we're learning about this morning. Carla Hrycyna joins us to tell us all about the whats and the whatnots. Where are we getting started?
We're getting started by getting back into gardening. Yes, and it's all about seeds, because at this time, Ainsley, we want to be growing things, but it depends on, let's take it right to the basics. Okay. What's a seed? And when you look at seeds, you're going to be visiting the garden centers that you're going to, and you're going to be looking at all these little seed packets, whether it's flowers or vegetables or herbs. There's time frame for growing it. So I'm going to show you different sizes of seeds, if you want to put your hand out. Now these are beets. They kind of have a funky little star-like shape to them. So we would be doing these direct to the garden, but if you were wanting to start off a little bit sooner, you could do your herbs or your kale for some early edibles that you're wanting to have, you know, start eating fresh, start going through. But as you start to progress, here I gave you some fun ones. Okay. These ones, in comparison, those are pumpkins.
Oh, well, I know what that looks like.
Yes, you know what that
the bee ones, I had some questions, but I've seen a pumpkin seed before.
And when you're planting it, again, some of the questions that people are asking are, okay, what do I start them in? You're going to be starting them in a pro mix, like a base of a seed starter mix. It is a peat moss based soil. So now the one thing that I would say, and here's one of my tips for today, when you have a larger seed, it goes under the soil. If it's a smaller seed, place it on the top of the soil and just slightly press it in. Now if you want to put those down, we're going to have you investigate other styles of roots.
I'm going to get right in.
Yeah. Okay, of course, potato.
Potato, of course.
Potato. We're going to be sowing these directly to the ground. You can already start to see that they're starting to grow. So if you go to the garden center and you're figuring out, okay, which potatoes I want to grow, whether it's you know, a Yukon Gold, or go for something that's funky and purple that's in there, you can cool your seeds down by keeping the bag as cool in a cool location, not a freezing location. So your garage is still too cold. So slow them down, because you can't get them into the garden quite yet. But the availability is now at the garden centers, where you can start to go out there and get your selections. Okay? So if you're specific on a certain potato that you want to get, shop early. Okay?
Awesome.
Yeah.
When it comes to, I'm going to go to our left here, unless you wanted to just show this guy. But when it comes to having a little greenhouse, there's options.
There are options, and this is where we're going back. So if you're going to start your bachelor buttons or your vegetables indoors, particularly herbs, you're going to be growing in particular cells. You're going to use your growing medium or your seed starter mix, and you're going to be placing them into the cells. When you place them into the cells, having a little bit of a greenhouse effect, and this is what it is, because in the bottom, as I water it, the water's going to be captured in your tray. Not as I usually like to say, not all over your dining room table that's on there. And to keep the warmth that's on there, or to keep that greenhouse effect where you have high humidity, is creating a dome that's on the top. And there are available now heat mats that you can control the amount of heat that you can have. So optimally, germination, lighting, heating, moisture is the best 3 things that you want for plant growth.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be back. Thank goodness it's spring. So much fun we have here. This has been Get Growing.
Get Growing, brought to you by St. Mary's Nursery and Garden Centre. Get a lush yard and garden thanks to expert advice from gardening professionals.